LeBron James, the game as a memory bank. LeBron plays like every possession has already happened once before. His first season at Cleveland, he was neither faster nor slower, but something stood out. What made him stand out on the arenas of this season was how often he saw the early end of any gameplay. LeBron easily reads weak side defenders on the court before they decide to help. He takes time to know which player missed their last rotation. And during his years at the Miami Heat, LeBron was so accurate at calling out opponents' sets even before their ball crossed halfway through the court. LeBron has a superb IQ that often shows up each time he gets games slowed down. He frequently forces a double, backs down a smaller defender, and passes to the exact shooter the defense hoped he wouldn't see during late playoff possessions. LeBron has gone on to average over 7 assists per game in his career, while still being ranked as the league's all-time leading scorers, which shows LeBron's in-depth understanding of the game. During the 2016 finals, while they were down 3-1, he went on to lead both teams in possessions from rebounds, points, assists, blocks, and even steals. These kinds of things do not happen by chance in the NBA. They only occur because players like LeBron understand the nitty-gritty of the game. Chris Paul owning the clock. Chris, the time machine who owns every second of the game. Paul, who is barely 6 feet tall, figured out that in order to stand out in the game, he needed more than speed. He learned the pace of timing. Paul's assist-to-turnover ratio was consistently among the greatest in league history. His mid-range pull-up is classified as lethal, and he gets through defenses almost easily. Just with his eyes, his patience, and pace, he gets to manipulate defenses to his own advantage. While he was in Los Angeles, New Orleans, Houston, and Phoenix, these franchises had different systems to their gameplay, but they all had the same results. While at it, offenses danced to his tune. During late game possessions, there's always a signature of Paul walking the ball up as he gets to wait for defenders to have their relaxing moments before striking with an incredible precision. He doesn't try to overpower them, but time them out of the way. Chris Paul is no doubt the perfect definition of time control. Nikola Jokić, seeing the floor sideways. With Nikola Jokić holding on to the ball, his passes often make defenders stop thinking. When he entered the league, he was the player with no speed, sculpted frame, or even a lift. But what he brought was quite different. His court vision made him ignore a conventional approach. From the high post, short roll, and elbows, Jokić sees through cutters even before they make a commitment, while his passes always arrive at the right moment, not fast and not slow. Jokić went on to become the first center in the history of NBA to average a triple-double over a course of a season. He did achieve this credible feature without forcing touches, but by reading every movement even before they made and while they are in motion, which gives the vibe of the man who can see the end. Defenses had no hold on him because he gets to score efficiently in the paint, and from the mid-range, by the time they try to make an attempt, he is always far gone. During Denver's championship run, Jokić ensured he punished double teams by turning them into complex math. There was an open shot somewhere else for each additional defender that was available, and because clubs had no other option, his assist totals skyrocketed during the playoffs. With his calculative agility, Jokić doesn't try to overwhelm the game. He simply just outsmart it, which often leaves defenses clueless. Larry Bird, Grandmaster of Anticipation. Larry was the Grandmaster of Anticipation. He didn't just know what players were going to do next. He simply told them. While he lacks in the area of speed, his foretelling ability puts him at the forefront of the game. Bird stole passes by, simply standing at the expected endpoints of the ball, and he simply hit the dunk, not by jumping higher than every other player on the court, but just by arriving early. Bird's shooting percentages all came from him understanding every inch of space and not trying to create it athletically. At some point, Bird showed the stuff he is made of by playing an entire game left-handed to prove a point, and while at it, he nearly recorded a triple-double during this challenge. Some called it arrogance, but it wasn't. It was an in-depth confidence in his understanding of the game. In Bird's words, he knew which shot mattered and the one which didn't, and that often gives him the balance he needs. Bird doesn't fail to punish late rotations, lazy closeouts offensively, while he also communicates constantly with teammates to fall into position defensively. His intelligence of the game makes him a fierce force on the court. Magic Johnson, speed through understanding. Magic Johnson is always on the move because his mind moves faster than he can comprehend. With a height of 6'9", Magic helped redefine what a point guard could be in the NBA. His height was not his only advantage. His awareness was part of it. He understood every angle that there is to transitions, while knowing which defender would commit and the one who would resist. If there's one thing Magic understood so well, it was defenders' gravity. He often uses his body and eyes to make a smooth move that was nowhere possible a nanoseconds ago. While several teams in the 80s often found a way to slow down Lakers, Magic on the other end countered it effectively. During his active plays, Magic could tell where Byron Scott or James Worthy would be before they got there and deliver the ball to that space spot without any compromise. If there's one thing that explains his mental ability, his rookie season was the perfect time. During his rookie performance against the 76ers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was out. Magic, at the time, who was on 20 years old, didn't just settle to play center, he played all 5 positions. In that very game, he averaged 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. That very game went on to define who he was in the league. If you enjoy this kind of NBA content, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Tim Duncan. The game reduced to what matters. Duncan made sure that winning was all that mattered to him. From the moment Duncan entered the league in 1997, San Antonio changed. The Spurs went from a lottery team to a 56-win team in his rookie season. That shift wasn't charisma or noise, it was clarity. Duncan understood exactly where to stand, when to contest, and when not to leave his feet. His career averages are 19 points and 10 rebounds and 2 blocks. These numbers do not seem great at first, but then you think about how long basketball players sustained these career averages of 19 points and 10 rebounds and 2 blocks. Duncan was a player on 5 teams that won championships over 3 different decades. He did a job and was named the most valuable player in the finals 3 times. Duncan also made the all-defensive team 15 times. In his 19 years with the franchise, Duncan never missed the playoffs, which is very remarkable. He knew what the team needed to do on every possession, and it was not about doing something that looked cool. It was about doing what was necessary to win. And that is what made Duncan and the teams he played for so successful with the championship teams. Duncan was a player who made his teammates better by being so good at defense. The way he played defense, it made a difference in the game. The man was not as athletic as he used to be. The Spurs still really needed him. When he was 39 years old and in his season, the Spurs won 67 games. Duncan was still the one starting the games. He was still the one organizing everything. The San Antonio Spurs still needed Duncan because he still mattered a lot to the team, the Spurs. Tim Duncan didn't dominate basketball with force. He dominated it by understanding exactly what it takes to win and refusing to do anything else. Jason Kidd, turning awareness into advantage. Jason did not wait for the plays to develop. Jason Kidd was already there before the plays even happened. Jason Kidd was always one step ahead. Kidd entered the league as a guard who could not shoot consistently, but he went ahead to finish his career with the second all-time in most assists and steals, which is a very rare combination. This combination of assists and steals really explains the impact that Kidd had on the game of basketball. It does so much better than just looking at how many points he scored. In New Jersey, Jason Kidd took a team that won 26 games to the finals 2 years in a row. Jason Kidd did not score a lot of points to beat the team. Jason Kidd was really smart, and that made it hard for the other team to play defense. When Jason Kidd and his team got the ball after the other team missed a shot, they would run down the court fast. If the other team missed a shot, Jason Kidd and his team would put a lot of pressure on them. The defense never had time to get ready to play defense because Jason Kidd and his team were so fast. As Jason Kidd got older, his intelligence on the court showed up in ways. In Dallas, Jason Kidd changed who he was as a player. He became a person the team could count on to make three-point shots, making 41% of his three-point shots during the 2011 championship run. Kidd was really good at figuring out where the other team was going to throw the ball. He would anticipate passes before they even left the player's hands. On the side of the court, Kidd was great at getting the ball to the shooters exactly where they wanted it. He did not just throw the ball to where it looked like there was an opening. He delivered the ball to the spot where the shooters could score easily. His foresight made him a valuable teammate. Steve Nash, speed without losing control. Steve played basketball fast, but he never seemed to be in a hurry, and that made a big difference. When Steve Nash was having his seasons in Phoenix, the team played really fast. He was also quite exceptional at not turning the ball over, as he had a sense of how fast they could go without making mistakes. Nash knew the right amount of speed to use on each play so the team could move quickly without losing the ball. He joined the 50-40-90 club 4 times. This is no doubt a deal. He was really good at shooting the basketball with efficiency. Despite not taking a lot of shots, the ones he took were good ones. The 50-40-90 club is special because Nash was really good at the pick and roll. Nash did not get to overpower people with his strength. He was really good at moving and getting to the right spot at the right time. Opponents defending against Nash felt like they were in trouble. It was not because he was so big, it was because they knew he was going to get around them. Nash made the defenders make a decision. Then he made them pay if they made the wrong choice. Nash was really good at this. He forced people to make choices. Then he punished them for making the wrong ones, which is what made Nash so tough to play against. Even late in his career, his offenses stayed efficient. Teams scored better simply because he was on the floor. John Stockton, predictable, precise, unstoppable. John Stockton was the guy who ran the plays for almost 20 years, and the opponents could not figure out how to stop his plays. Stockton finished his career as the NBAS all-time leader in assists and steals. These records still stand today. Stockton was an exceptional player. The reason Stockton and Karl Malone worked well together is that Stockton understood timing. He understood timing than any other player in the league, and he was able to make a solid team with this. He simply knew when Malone wanted the ball, where defenders would be slow to react. He made them pay for helping out much by throwing bounce passes that always arrived right on time. Stockton was really good at getting the ball to his teammates. He went on to average in 9 seasons, double-digit assists, and the best part is that he ever turned the ball over. He was really good at figuring out where the other team would pass the ball. He did not just guess where the ball would go, he actually knew because he watched them closely. Then he would wait for the perfect moment to get the ball away from them. His ability to get the ball away from the team was not just luck, it was because he knew what the other team was going to do with the ball in hand. He was very smart about when to try to get the ball from the opposing players. Rajon Rondo, thinking louder than scoring. Rajon Rondo showed what he is capable of on the court. Rondo's regular seasons were sometimes good and sometimes bad. In the 2008 playoffs, Rondo averaged 10 assists per game, and Boston went on to win the championship. When the playoffs came around again, Rondo's assist numbers skyrocketed because the opposing teams played defense, and Rondo played really well when things got tough. He is built for the pressure of playing on the court and always finds a way of coming through for his team. Rondo was not a shooter, but that didn't stop him because he was very good at understanding where everyone was on the court, and that helped him in navigating his way. One of his notable games was in the 2012 playoffs. He played well and got 44 points and 10 assists in a game against Miami. He did not do this by taking a lot of shots, but by taking advantage of the mistakes Miami made when they did not switch players to guard him. This gave him enough advantage to dunk like no one was tailing him. Rondo was able to dominate with the sequence of his tough decisions, and they worked out well for him.